Portia saying that Nene was the one that came to her and said, "Do you know what you were doing when you signed up for this show? You have literally just unleashed the beast when it comes to her marriage with Cordell." Listen to what she tells Carlos King on the podcast.
And I think in your marriage to Cordell, a lot of that to me that was her first marriage.
Yes.
And you married a Heisman Trophy winner. And I will never forget him being on the radio. And he said he was used to being heralded as Cordell Stewart, the Heisman Trophy winner. And he was now reduced to meeting people as
Portia's husband.
Yeah. You remember that, right?
I do. And I was forewarned by Nene. I'll never forget, we were on the first trip that I took. The trip that I took where Kenya was spinning around and Nene was doing all she was doing. That's the first trip where Nene looked at me and she said, "You realize what you signed up for?" Yeah. She said, "First of all, your husband's pussy game is going to go through the roof." And you know, my innocent self at that time, I'm only 30. I'm like, who game? You know, and what roof? And how they gonna get in contact? She was like, no. You don't put him on this TV. You put him out there. And I was like, okay, wow. The second thing she told me was, it can only be one star in that house. And what was so crazy about her telling me that was, I can remember one time we had a disagreement, and he said those exact words.
He said what?
There can only be one star in this house. Yeah. And so, listen, that's not taking anything away from him or taking anything away from me, but he was the celebrity in our relationship. And, you know, at that point, the Real Housewives fans are bigger than NFL, NBA, NBA. They are huge, and they're very, very passionate. So no matter where you're going, they're going to feel overwhelming. And at that moment, I think it felt like my stardom had risen beyond, you know. I think in that marriage, it wasn't really a fault of his. And it really wasn't a fault of mine. Sometimes when two people get married, they can have an intention to have a particular life. But your upbringing also plays a part. So although I was born to be a wife, I feel, and I was raised to be a wife, and a part of my mind, have grown up so religious, was being a wife was the pinnacle, my mom had also empowered me. So see, I think I forgot about that part. When I met Cordell, I had my own childcare centers. I had two. And I was very successful. I lived in a penthouse. He lived in a penthouse across the street from me. And so I was very successful when he met me. But when he met me, again, the pinnacle and the identity to me was to be a wife. But while you are agreeing to be the wife, I became the housewife. I let go all my businesses. I let my penthouse go. What was deep in me that my mother had put was being an entrepreneur.
Carlos King, this is a good interview. I got to get back in here and finish watching it, but this is a good interview.